Hey, my beautiful family and friends, my reflections. How are we? Doing good. It's Monday, yes, so I'm going to do a pick a card reading, but it's also Libra season. We are officially in the season of the Libras celebrating their birthdays, and I love Libras. My daughter is a Libra. My grandmothers were Libras. They're going to be celebrating heavenly birthdays, and I have other beloved relatives who are Libras, and their energy is just about fairness and balance, right? And they have the scales in their astrology, their cosmology, and so they're all about harmony in relationships, and life flows best when we're not leaning too far in one direction, everything in moderation, right? And so this pick a card reading, I'm going to be asking about that, like what's out of balance in our lives and what needs to be brought into balance, and how can we do that, whether it be in our relationships or our habits, our mindsets, or even the way that you are showing up. And so I'll be asking the cards for a little bit more. So stay tuned so that you can find out exactly what's going to be coming into balance for you this Libra season. And also Libra is ruled by Venus. So it's not just about fairness and equality and the scales. It's also about beauty, because that's what the planet Venus is all about. So it's a good time to do what feels good in your soul. Like all of those feel good things, let that come out during this Libra season. And we're getting even more into the fall season, and so that's a time of reflection. And so it's the perfect time to ask yourself and journal maybe about things that have tipped out of balance a little bit too much. Maybe you've been giving too much, or maybe you've been working hard, not resting enough. We're going to find out exactly what needs to be recalibrated, okay? Balance isn't about perfection. So we're not in Virgo season anymore where, those are the perfectionists of the zodiac. Right now, it's more about the rhythm that allows you to feel steady and centered and at peace, all right? So take a deep breath. Ground yourself, plant your feet on the ground. I have a grounding mat. Maybe you do too. But if not, just take a few deep breaths, all right? The next shot, I'm going to show you 3 different piles that I've already shuffled and pulled, and they're going to reveal what needs to come into balance in your life at this time. And so choose the card that you're intuitively drawn to. And your intuition knows exactly what message you're ready to receive today. So just trust it. All right, so here we go. All right, party people, will it be pile 1, pile 2, or pile 3? Here's a closer look at pile number 1. Okay, and then we have pile 2 next. And here is pile 3. Make your selection now. There are timestamps in the description. Before we get into the reading, I just want to give a shout out to the Oracle Coloring Pages Club. This is the club that I created for those who really love Oracle cards and love coloring. I designed these cards and I release 8 new ones each month. We have been at it since March, and look how big the deck is at this point. I have a matching coloring page for each of the cards, and so you can see that for this card it has a coloring page that matches. This is the coloring page for this one. Isn't this fun? You can color these yourself, and there is a QR code on the back of these cards, and when you scan them you get to hear an oracle message that is extensive for each of these cards, and you get affirmations and a sacred invitation. So it is a beautiful way to incorporate creativity and spirituality into a monthly mindfulness practice. And so if you are interested in collecting your own oracle deck and coloring book and doing those creative activities and spiritual activities, make sure that you check the link in the description, and you will be taken to my Buy Me a Coffee page where you can become a member. And so I would love it if you became a member. All right, so we're going to get started with the reading. And so here we go with pile number one. Welcome, pile one, to your reading. You selected this card, and it's called the Hand of Light. Hand of Light is a reminder that you're never without access to healing energy. It's always right in your hands. And we're taught to pray like this, but I actually pray like this because I'm literally inviting the source energy to flow through me. And, the hands are so healing. It's about restoring clarity and harmony, all right, with your hands. And so this card encourages you to see your hands as extensions of your heart. There's a portal of energy that can flow through the palms. There's these flames on the fingertips. And so, whatever you touch, you bless, and whatever you release, you cleanse. And so, this fall season is a time of recalibration. And, these clarifying cards, you have the Nine of Cups reversed. It came out upside down. And when we look at it right side up, we see this person that looks very dissatisfied, and he has his back turned to this lineup of cups behind him. And so it's a card about dissatisfaction, even when you have what you thought you wanted, So you may have thought you wanted a lot of different things, but then when you got it, you know, it actually didn't bring you the fulfillment that you expected. And so, that might be external achievements or pleasures, because the cups are about emotions and love and that sort of a thing. It's looking like trophies. And so I'm getting the vibe that maybe the things that you're achieving or that you went after, when you finally got them, it wasn't what you were really seeking. Maybe because you were seeking validation outside of yourself, or you were overindulging. And this is the other clarifying card, the Four of Swords in reverse. And so it came out upside down. And when it's right side up, it looks like someone, like entombed. They're look like they're made of gold and they're laying there. But so when it's reversed, it's about like restlessness and mental clutter that are preventing your true healing. And you may feel like you can't slow down, right? But it's not summertime anymore. Summer was the season for action and for going, going, going. But now that we are entering this fall season, it's about really sitting down, taking things slow, and reflecting upon the beginning of the year so far and how things have been going, because your spirit is really calling you for rest, and it has to be done intentionally, because you could unintentionally overwork yourself. And so the balance is about making space for silence and stillness, and like I said, reflection. And that is going to lead you into this Knight of Wands energy, which is, about your passion and your drive. And so if you want to get to this place of, energy that moves forward quickly, it's like really get serious about where your passions lie, because you haven't really been sure. And so when things come through that you thought you wanted, it's, not really what you expected, right? And so you just got to harness the fire, the passion, so that it doesn't burn out too fast or scatter. And this Hand of Light also looks kind of like stop. When you put your hand up and tell something to stop or slow down, right? This is kind of that gesture, so that you know that you need to stop and breathe during this Libra season, because the imbalance shows up in your emotional world too, even when good things, don't feel like it's enough. And so, bring your energy into balance by honoring the cycles of passion and stillness, action and rest. And that is the balance that is the theme of your Libra season. And so let your light guide your actions. There's light here, and there's a lot going on, right? So a lot of action that is taking place. And then there's this hand saying, stop, slow it down, or be cautious. Don't become restless, or don't pursue quick fulfillment. All right. And so, how to balance during the Libra season, I would say use your hands, make art, maybe study Reiki, touch the earth. Those are all ways that you can restore harmony into your life. And if you're looking for a quick art project that is going to be very fulfilling and that will last long term, check out the Paint It Yourself kits on artworthsharing.com. I will put the link in the description, and you can order a Paint It Yourself kit that I created just for that kind of a mindfulness activity that forces you to get off of those devices and use your hands and to just remember the love of making art and being creative like when you were a kid. And then you'll get to frame the beautiful artwork and look at it long term and feel that really deep satisfaction that comes from connecting with spirit and co-creating. And Reiki is something that I've been studying a little bit, and I am looking to develop that further. And so there are Reiki teachers. I know of some really awesome ones, but you can also find one online or maybe even on Facebook, that sort of thing. But it is the healing with the hands and the palms, and you get your chi flowing, and then you can, wave your hands over areas that need healing. And wow, the hands are super powerful. And so, touching the earth as well, just running your hands over blades of grass or just touching a tree trunk will work wonders, or even giving a tree a hug and being one of those granola tree huggers, um, try these things out during the Libra season, and you will be surprised just how much everything falls into harmony and how restored you're going to feel from that. All right, so pile number one, that is your reading. Actually, what the heck? I almost forgot about the doodle box because it was covered in coloring pages. Let's not forget this doodle box, all right? So these are my doodles that I have collected for a long time, years, right? And I now use them as a divination tool. So I am going to close my eyes and just pull 3 random doodles for an additional reading. And so, Spirit, please help me to pick 3 doodles for pile number 1 from this doodle box. Show me the doodles that we need to see. One more, Spirit. And thank you. All right, let's see what came out. All right, these sometimes don't even make sense what side is right side up. But here is one of the doodles. I can see that there's a lot of chaos and a lot of things in motion at once. And so this is one of my more abstract doodles, but you can do with it what you will and draw your own connection. From what I was talking about earlier, I can sense that this might be about, taking a pause from all of the action and chaos, because when you create rest and stillness in your life, these things will quiet down. It looks like it's actually noisy and loud. So to quiet that noise. Same with this. I mean, there is so much to read into here. It's interesting how 2 of the 3 are really noisy and abstract and incorporate, I see spirals and stars and just chaotic shapes. There's a few entities over here that I see that look like faces, but for the most part, um, it's noisy. I see these little fragments of triangles and shapes and wedges here, and spots or drops here. And it's interesting because it connects here to this one that looks kind of like a dog or some kind of animal. It's one of those like street art characters. I see it as more of that, but it has that interesting propeller shape on both of the eyes. And so, um, I don't know, seeing things from a higher perspective, you know. Um, and then these are the building blocks of life. So, getting more into your creative bag. And I see Black Love is written up here. So, that's interesting. You know, just a message. Take what you will from it. But now that is the end of your reading, part one. Thank you so much for tuning in. And if you resonated with this reading, please give me a like, a thumbs up, and make sure that you subscribe to this channel. Every Monday, I put out a new pick a card reading. And so, thanks again, and peace. Bye for now. All right, pile two, welcome to your reading. If you picked this card, it is named Sacred Geometry. And so, welcome to your reading. Just clearing the energy, and we can get right into it. Sacred Geometry is a card that reveals the blueprint of the universe. Everything in the universe actually follows a sacred pattern, and it's symmetrical and it's geometric in nature and it's spirals and it's shapes, right? And there's a divine pattern to it. You have the golden triangle, you have the Fibonacci sequence. And so that was kind of the headspace that I was in when I was drawing this card, the design for this card. But it's really a message about how nothing in your life is random, you know, because even when things break down or relationships are over, you're still being realigned with harmony. Things will always fall into place, right? And so this card is really asking you to zoom out and see the bigger picture, because where you see fragments, like in this card, spirit has a higher advantage than even you do. You might be here and spirit is up here, kind of like this camera looking down right on you from above. And you know, so spirit sees the whole. All right. And the Five of Pentacles came out as a clarifier. And it's a card about feeling lack and abandonment or being left out in the cold, right? Like these guys here. But whether, you know, you feel like it's about finances or stress, or, you know, even if you're emotionally feeling left out, and, you know, that's the energy. And the Two of Cups reversed is about a relationship or a partner, all right? A partnership that may feel like it's out of sync right now. And so maybe you're experiencing some miscommunication or distance or imbalance, and, you know, the give and take, because this came out reverse. And when it's right side up, it's an equal give and take. And so when it's upside down, it's about having an imbalance in that way. And it can leave you feeling disconnected, right? It can leave you feeling a little bit like you're in grief or, you know, in regret. And it's about crying over spilled milk, so to speak, because these cups are knocked over, and cups represent love and emotions. And so maybe these were times when you tried, you know, love, and, you know, you were disappointed and disenchanted. But look, there's still a couple cups remaining upright. They still are here. You have your back turned on it and you don't even realize, you know, you're blind to what still remains. And so this whole spread is about balancing despair with a new perspective. I asked the cards what needs to be balanced out and how during this Libra season. And so right now it may feel like rejection or loss or loneliness is kind of what your story is about. When you look at these cards, it feels pretty sad and depressing. But this is a bright card. It's not, it looks happy, right? So it's telling you otherwise. It's saying, Something higher is here, a bigger picture, even though things feel broken and like they're out of balance. There's always symmetry in life. It gets repatterned into something better. All right. And life will just automatically do it because everything in life follows that sacred pattern of balance. And the imbalance is what you'll see if you are focusing too much on, what's gone or what's gone wrong, like this focus being down here, okay, instead of back here. And then if you're focused on who didn't show up for you and who left you out here like this, instead of recognizing the opportunities that there are, like there's an opportunity for this. These two cups are still here, but stop thinking about this. So that's what Libra season is asking you to balance: heartbreak and harmony, and trust that the disconnection that you're going through with someone or something, it's not the end of the story. It's going to get restructured, all right, into a sacred design. And healing is going to come when you honor the grief and also allow yourself to pivot toward love that still flows into your life. Because, you might be wanting certain recognition from someone in particular, and you're not even seeing people that are actually there in your corner and supporting and, wanting the best for you. And so how to balance that out during the Libra season is just ask yourself, like, what is the loss teaching me about my boundaries, my worth, my soul contracts? Because we all have soul contracts and lessons to learn when we're in these like really significant connections with other people. All right. And so there's something to learn there that's going to guide you to higher wisdom. And so you can allow yourself to feel lost sometimes, but just don't let it block the blessings that are still here. These are still blessings that you can have access to if you just turn around, right? And even if one relationship is strained, you should still nurture the connections that are reciprocating or reciprocal, right? This one, when you look at it, you can meditate on this. You can doodle your own sacred geometry type of pattern where you draw half of a drawing and then draw the other half so that it mirrors the other side. Try drawing something symmetrically. Sorry. So even if you're just like doodling symbols like circles or triangles, or the flower of life, that's a beautiful mandala type of a symbol that you can draw. That is going to remind you of your wholeness in life, in this reality. All right. It's not just that little piece that you've encountered. There's a whole bigger thing that you're a part of. And even if you feel broken, you're still whole at the end of the day, because everything is a part of that whole. All right. So let's do a doodle box reading. This is my collection of doodles that I've been drawing over the years, and I use them now as a divination tool, and so I'm just kind of giving them a shuffle, and I'm going to close my eyes. Spirit, please help me to pull 3 doodles for this reading. There's 1. Show me the doodles we need to see for this reading, Spirit. There's 2 and 1 more. Last doodle. Okay. Let's see what we got. All right. We got the crocodile. This one wanted to come out in a previous reading, and it's a sly character, right? Crocodiles can't be trusted. They have those teeth and they always look like they're smiling. So the crocodile smile is not one that you can really trust, right? you can't trust crocodile tears. And so maybe someone was being manipulative around you, and a trickster, and that was a part of that ending that you experienced. Or maybe you can make another connection. And this also looks kind of like a tricky kind of energy. The eyes here look a little bit sinister to me, and it looks like a bird beak is on this character. So I heard chicken head. I am going to let you interpret it as you will, but there's this loopy energy going across the image as well. Interesting. And then we have Mother Earth. Mother Earth. I drew this back in 2017, and Mother Earth has been out before as well in a previous pick a card reading, but it's really a connection to Mother Earth, grounding, going out in nature. And uh, as it connects to this reading, it's more about the balance and the patterns that things in nature, they grow in a pattern that is very sacred. And so you can see it in seashells and in flowers like sunflowers and in other very natural beings and materials. And so just keep that in mind, that you are a part of this earth. You are biologically connected to the earth, right? And you are also connected to the planets and the cosmos, and made of the same stuff as stars. And so that is your reading. I hope that you will just remember that you're part of a greater pattern, pile two, all right? Even in loss, you're still aligned, and balance is always restored to your heart no matter what. So just hang in there, all right? This was your reading, and I hope that you received it with unconditional love. If it resonated with you, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I post new readings on Mondays, and so you can stay tuned and keep watching additional readings in the future. All right. Peace. I love you guys. Bye bye. Hey, my beautiful pile number threes. You picked this as your card. This is called the Sacred Yes. And this one I will get into first. Just want to clear the energy from the last reading so that we can get into this with a fresh new energy. All right. And so let's look at this card. It is basically your green light from the universe. All right. It's a confirmation that when you follow what lights you up, the things that make you happy, the universe is going to support that. And it's a cosmic flow. And so it just all flows together. You see these drips of water and this sunlight and this symmetry, right? That it just looks very balanced across this card. And this is a card that invites you to release doubt and hesitation and things that may have been holding you back, so that you can lean fully into your purpose and your creative power. This is your creative power being supported by the universe. Okay. And these are the clarifying cards. I know you're thinking that death is bad, but it's not a bad card. It just tells you that transformation is an unavoidable thing, right? We're all going to die. And back to dust and back to the earth we return when that happens. And then new things grow out of the earth. And so it's a transformation that is sacred and inevitable. But something old is ending in your life to make space for something new. And so it's good news. The sacred yes, it may require you to let go of an old chapter that's run its course. But here's the, looks like a parade, so that whatever got let go of, we're celebrating that with a parade to say goodbye, old thing. And then here you are standing at a crossroads, looking out. You're looking at the globe, You're standing between these two wands, and it's like looking ahead. You might have a vision, but you're choosing what path excites you the most. All right, because it's about a sacred yes at this time. Don't choose the one that makes you feel safe. All right, the choice has been made. You're choosing the happy, exciting wand over the safe wand, right? So that you can be this luscious, beautiful empress with creativity and abundance all around you, nurturing, that kind of energy, right? That's what's going to be waiting you once you step through the threshold. You're just at this threshold right now. But the good news is you're saying yes to your own growth. So good for you. And this pile, it's a powerful call because this is about balance and what you need to balance out during this Libra season. So for you, I say balance endings and beginnings. And you can't bloom unless you release what no longer fits. So this is saying it's time to surrender to transformation instead of resisting it. This is saying that you already can sense that that's hit, you can already sense that the future is calling you, but balance is needed between planning and stepping forward boldly. Have you been brewing behind the scenes, brewing on some idea that you're ready to step out with boldly in October, Libra season? You and me both. So we're going to get here. This is who we are becoming this October when we get really serious and boldly move forward with creative projects, self love, or even literal motherhood. You may be expecting a little one and you may be due in October, but those are the kinds of births that will be taking place. And it's a very fertile time for you right now. And if there's an imbalance right now, it may just be hesitation or clinging to the past or staying in limbo instead of just trusting that your soul is giving you clear direction right now. And so Libra season asks you harmonize your fear of endings with your excitement of new beginnings. And how you do that, make a ritual out of the closure. I talked about how this looked like a parade. Maybe you can bury something, like write it out what is ending and then bury the paper. Um, how else can you make a ritual? Go and take yourself out to a nice dinner and treat yourself as a closure kind of meal. I don't know. You can come up with your own ritual, but don't drag any old energy into new cycles. So you're gonna honor what's ending, okay? And then don't scatter your energy either. Don't be half-hearted with this decision. All right. If you're making new commitments, only make them from what feels like, a deep yes in your heart. Don't, people please or come half assed with it. Like, really mean it. And then don't stay stuck in indecision either. Don't stay here too long because time will pass you by. And you only have how many weeks of Libra season to get this going. Okay, so like the Empress, don't forget to tend to your body, make some art, and nourish your environment too. She's out in nature. I love being out in nature during the fall season of the Libra season when we're going to start seeing the leaves change color soon. I love bike riding. What do you like to do to really get out and, something that makes you happy and you are exercising while enjoying nature? That's why I like bike riding. But maybe there's something else. Maybe you run, maybe you like to make art at the park. I like doing that too. I'll like lay a blanket out and bring my sketchbook and some markers, or a paint it yourself kit from artworthsharing.com. I will put that link in the description because if you're interested in making some art, I make some wonderful all-inclusive paint kits where you can make a masterpiece. There's even nature themed paintings that you can make. All right, so be on the lookout for that. And I'm going to pull some doodles now from my doodle box to conclude your reading. But these are my doodles that I've been collecting for years. And at this time, I use them as a divination tool. So I will close my eyes and Spirit, please help me to pick 3 doodles for pile number 3. 3 doodles for their reading. That's 1. Here's 2. And 1 last doodle, Spirit. Thank you. Oh, wow. Okay. I didn't expect this, but 2 came out. Let's see. All right. So this doodle shows a lot of characters who are just kind of labeled and together in flow. There's these tubes or noodles up on the top. This used to be an envelope. So that just shows you how randomly I would be doodling. But I see Jack. I see Flip. And Flip is cool because, look, it's a bird when you have it this way. You flip around, and now it looks like a cute character with crazy hair. You have Gato. You have Joe, who's looking over at a spider over there. Ralph is a giraffe. B is a bunny. And then you got this guy hanging out in the corner. So everyone's here. Maybe you have a cat. We're getting into Halloween time. So Jack, it kind of reminds me of Jack-o'-lantern. I don't know. Whatever you want to take from this doodle, that's cool. This doodle says bow, bow, bow. So looks like I was playing around with the word or bow, the sound bow. A beau is a boyfriend, or you may know someone named Beau. I know someone named Beau, so that's fun. That is my partner's brother, so that's a fun fact. And then there's a bow and arrow down here, and there's a heart, so I get Cupid vibes from that. So what do you get from this message? Who is your beau? This one is cool with how it has, it was another envelope doodle, but I left this, what is this? Like a transparency piece and just doodled right over that part too. It's a symmetrical kind of design. I don't really know what side is up and what side is down. And I do get that there's a face here. I see 2 eyes, smiley face, or that could even be the lips right there or the nose. But maybe you see the cute little face there, and there's some eyeballs, and everything is together. So just a fun way, to doodle. I don't know. Take that how you will. All right. So this person here, this is the bonus one, is saying, I have a mullet. So maybe you have a mullet or used to. This person here doesn't look very happy, but there's an exclamation point here, 1.0. And then there's this kind of ghostly character down here. Kind of reminds me of the Pac-Man ghost from the bottom here. But anyway, those are the doodles that wanted to come out during your reading. Pile 3, I hope that you resonated with the reading. If you did, give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you are interested in watching future readings. I usually put them out on Mondays, and thank you so much for watching. Peace. Love you.